so this is my 100-mile review on my 2024 Honda Grom. Here's some of the negatives, here's some of the positives. It's a Honda Grom, there's not much to it, so let's get right into it. So, 100 miles, what do I think about this motorcycle? So, I think we'll get right into what I like about the motorcycle to keep it on a positive note. Coming from a Suzuki GSX-R 600 and a Suzuki TU 250X, this bike I thought was going to be anemic. I didn't think it was going to have anything to it in the terms of like it wasn't going to actually like have any power. You know, like I get it. It's a 125. It's not going to be a fucking 1000, you know. But I also expected, you know, it to just kind of be like a scooter, like a 50cc scooter. And what I found is actually it's relatively peppy. What do I mean by that? Well, first through third, I find myself, you know, beating pretty much any car off the line. Sure, yeah, if they're flooring it off the line, maybe that's a different story. But if we're just going, it's actually not the slowest thing I've ever seen off the line. You know, I've been on 250 scooters, 150cc scooters, 150cc scooters. And off the line, all those things are just plain anemic. Like, they just take forever, the CVT transmission. But with this actually having a clutch, it's honestly not that bad off the line, I have to admit. So power-wise, I'd expected it to have a lot less, you know, thinking of a Honda Grom. But if you actually get on one of these things, you might be pleasantly surprised saying, okay, it's not as anemic as I thought. It's not as kind of a pussy bike as I thought. It actually gets up to speed somewhat quickly. Sure, 60 miles an hour is just top speed, but it can do it in a business day. Maybe if you're lucky. My next favorite thing has got to be the headlight. The thing I love about this headlight is how bright it is. I ride a lot at night, especially over here in Illinois, or especially in the Midwest, where night is coming, I guess, you know, quicker because of winter. We're actually getting more daytime, or I guess nighttime daylight. But at least over here, I am riding a lot in the night. So an LED headlight is so nice. I can see everything very clearly. I can turn on the high beam and I'm just up. I can see everything. And one thing I did find, this is anecdotal evidence, but one thing I did find is people flashing their high beams at me saying that I probably had my high beams on. And that's one thing I really, really did like about this bike. The fact that, you know, you gave people that sense that like, oh, okay, well, maybe this guy has his high beams on and I can't see. That's so nice to be able to be seen that clearly, especially on something so small. You know, I've had a close encounter already with people not being able to see me. And you know, the headlight does add that extra layer of protection, especially at night. So that is one thing I really do love. Along with the LED turn signals, brake light, and rear turn signals, I find all those lights being LED is just so much nicer than just having some halogen BS where you're going to be like, oh my god, am I going to survive the night? You know? So I do love that. The next thing I love about the Honda Grom, honestly, isn't really much about the Grom itself. It's the color. This blue is so nice for the 2024 model. The colors that they do have, I believe, was the orange, the white, they're kind of gray graphic one, and then the blue. And I gotta say, I saw the orange in person, I wasn't really doing it for me. The white, I didn't really want ABS, especially since I've already kind of been stunting on it. I didn't really want the ABS, so I left that white alone. And the graphic one, I'm really not a big fan of graphics on bikes. That's just been me personally. The Honda logo right here is fine, honestly, and the Grom, that's cool, but the whole thing saying Grom across it, that's a little too much for me. Gotta say the blue though, perfect color. Now we're moving on to the not positives. We're moving on to what I do not like about the 100-mile update. One thing that I did not like, and I still don't like, I don't know why they did this, but this thing is in first gear right now, and if you can tell, the gear indicator, or the gear selector, is just still going down. It doesn't have a lockout. For most motorcycles, you'll have a lockout where first gear, you don't go down anymore. It'll kind of like do a little, but that's it. It won't go down anymore. This one goes all the way down, like you have another gear. I saw a lot of reviews of people saying that that's a very big hassle. It's kind of a nuisance. And I thought nothing of it. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's no big deal. You guys just don't know how to ride motorcycles, apparently. Being ignorant as shit. I'm like, you guys just don't know how to ride. It won't be that crazy. Yeah, no, that's just annoying as hell. You know, you're just slapping it down constantly. You never know. So I'm constantly using the gear indicator on the screen, which is another thing I do like. I'm constantly using the gear indicator to see if I'm in first or second. And another thing I dislike is this thing is hard as hell to find neutral on. You're constantly going, and it's a little annoying. When you find it, and you kind of know where it is from now on. But still, it's just, when you're pulling up to a red light, and you're like, okay, well, I don't really want to be holding in the clutch all the time. You want to sit in a neutral, you're constantly just doing that shit the whole time. And it's not fun. So, finding neutral in the gear lockout has got to be two of my biggest pet peeves about this motorcycle. Now, this is going to be a little nitpicky because it's a $3,000 motorcycle or $3,500 motorcycle, so you really can't complain, but I'm going to because I'm just that motherfucker. The suspension is caca. Like, literally, I have almost ruptured a disc riding this motherfucker. Listen, I'm not very observant of potholes because I'm just an idiot. But when you fucking hit a pothole in this thing, if it's going ricochets through your whole spine. It's like, damn, I step on a freaking mine or hit a pothole. Like, goddamn. I will say the suspension is kind of caca. The front, it's okay. You know, it's not terrible. I haven't blown out the shocks by just dropping it from wheelies. So I will say the front is good. But the rear, I mean, come on, dude. That is poop. Oh my god, it's so bad. But I plan on switching that out at some point anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, to be completely fair. But it's one of those things where I'm like, for stock, that's, oh, goddamn. So there you have it, folks. That's my 100-mile update of the Grom. Overall, should you buy one? Yes, they're just probably the most fun bikes. They're gas efficient. They're just yeah, and they're cheap. And you get a whole motorcycle with a clutch. I mean, like, should you go buy one? I don't know. Should you wipe your ass after your shit? Of course. So go get yourself something pretty. Get yourself a Grom. Especially, I like the 24s. The 23s, I just didn't like their color selection. Straight up why I didn't get one. So I got the 24. And yeah, I gotta say it's been my most fun bike. Stay tuned. I will have an oil change. My first oil change is coming up. Again, since I'm almost at 300, I'll probably do it like 4 or 5, you know. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for all the Grom action I have coming. Just you wait, folks. This bike will be completely different in the coming year. So stay tuned for that. Again, buy a Grom if you haven't already. Anyway, folks, my name's been a Casual Squid. Y'all been great. I hope you have a good day. Shit like that. Take care.